This is the podcast, not an interview. This is a conversation. No gimmicks, just reasons. 84 reasons. Come holler at me. What up, my good people, man? I am being true. This is 84 Reasons Year in Review. With a great 2023 season behind us right now, I think it would be remiss if we didn't look back on an incredible season. I mean, some incredible individual awards, some incredible team awards, and what can I say, man? You can't call yourself the everything school without being good in everything. Scott Strickland, and man, get your freaking fly miles out. I know he's been all over the country with some great performances, starting with the 2023 national champions, men's golf, as well as men's outdoor track and field. Incredible year by the men's golf team, and the track and field going, men's outdoor track and field going back to back. Shout out to Mouse and those guys with the outdoor track and field team getting it done 2 years in a row. 2023 SEC champions. Oh my God, where do we begin? You're talking about baseball, men's golf, gymnastics, men's swimming and diving, women's swimming and diving, volleyball. Also, Gators men's won the Capital One Cup for the 2022-2023 season, finished fifth place in the NCAA Directors Cup for all sports. Individual national champions, you got Jasmine Moore with the triple jump, Parker Valby with the 5,000 meter in the manual, and I know I'm going to butcher your name, Emmanuel. I apologize. Bomadelli in the 400 meter and the 4x400 meter relay. So many great accolades this year, so many great performances, both individually and collectively. But even though the baseball team came up one game short, I would be remiss if I didn't shout out the baseball team and their accomplishment. Cags, even though we didn't have them on the show this year, broke the record for Florida with most home runs in Florida history, led the nation in home runs this season. But great performance individually, starting with Josh Rivera going 81st overall. I mean, a big-time talent. Had a chance to sit down and talk with him this year about choosing to come back for his senior season. I think he made a really great decision coming back this year. Then you got Hurston Waldrep coming over, from Southern Miss, a guy that really, dominated on the mound this year. And, I mean, yes, surprise, my favorite pick, BT Ripel, a guy that said, hey, I'm coming over from Coastal Carolina, but I'm not going to go into baseball. I mean, the only reason why he didn't get drafted is because he made it known that I'm going to be helping these guys save their money. I ain't going to be making money at the next level, but shout out to them baseball boys, Josh Rivera, Hurston Waldrep, and BT Ripel for just doing all they could this year, man, to have one of the best seasons in Florida Gator history. And I'll be remiss if I didn't shout out Cags, who led the nation in home runs, broke the single season record for them Florida Gators. Shout out to them baseball boys. I'm coming up a game short. I'm not going to say congratulations to the team that beat them, but I will say it was a hell of a season. When did baseball become maybe not necessarily the first love, but this is what I see myself doing?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know. I'm like I said, I'm definitely a football guy. Like I've always, loved football. I like hitting people, which I didn't get to do a whole lot of as a quarterback and a punter. But yeah, I just realized that there were a lot of other really good guys out there that could spin the ball a lot better than I could. Growing up in the Atlanta area, it's a very prominent place for young talent to grow up and play in Power 5 conference football. So I kind of got a little bit of a taste of what it looked like at the next level, and just kind of thought baseball was more of a path for me. Ended up just kind of following my hands, where I got to be at a diamond in the rough program, being a national championship winning program in Coastal Carolina, and definitely took advantage of the opportunity there. What went into the decision of saying, look, I love my teammates, I love my the coaches, I love where I'm at, but I want more? What went into the decision to get into the portal and come to Florida?
I think that was pretty much it. Is I kind of wanted more out of myself. I kind of wanted to challenge myself again and take on the transfer and see where it would take me. And I didn't want to get through the year and look back and be like I'd have any regrets about anything that I did. And so I just decided to pull the trigger, enter the portal. And Coach O'Sullivan was one of the first couple of coaches to call me. I was in North Carolina. We were Team USA at the time. So he hopped on a plane, flew to North Carolina, and I talked to him like 3 days after entering the portal. and he's awesome. You always hear about Florida and the pitchers that they produce, and so it was on my mind, like when I entered the portal of places that I would like to go. And so being able to talk to him firsthand and being the first coach that I actually talked to in person, and he made a really good impression on me, and was very convincing, and is just, I mean, it seemed like the right fit.
How special is it playing for a guy like that?
Oh, it's very special. You know, he's an intense competitor, and he definitely just wants to bring the best out of you as a competitor. And you know, he wants to develop you into a great teammate and even a better man. So it's very special to play for someone like that. And you know, there's times where when you're not playing the way you want to do or the way you want to play, he definitely lets you know, and he just does it for the pure reason to just trying to exceed the best out of you, and he wants you to really blossom in that aspect of the game. And he always just wants to bring that fierce competitor out. You know, he's always preached to us how intense this league is and how intense these games could get, especially in the long stretch of games. So he definitely just tries to continue to make us work and compete day in, day out, no matter what happens or how we're feeling. Because, at the end of the day, we all have a job here to do, and that's to win. And, like you said, his track record, the amount of times he's been an SEC champion, and how he's won national championship and been to the College World Series many times. It's definitely very special for all of us to have the opportunity to play under someone like that. And he just constantly preaches to us how we have to be intense competitors out there to really get what we want out of this game.
On to the track, man, which I know we had a lot of great performances this year. PJ also coming all the way from the West Coast, over here to Gainesville, set the program record in the 100-meter dash, man, had a great performance in outdoors, was a part of that outdoor back-to-back national championship team. PJ came up a little bit short in the national championship, but was able to set the season record. Was able to set the record for the 100-meter dash. Shout out to PJ Austin, and that's PJAI for those of you who don't know. What was it? What is that like, though? Your friend, think about this. He know we like, look, PJ, come on out here with me. See if you like it. Not only do you like it, you beating everybody. You beating your homie that asked you to come out there. How was that transition to saying, was the 100 your first sport on the track? Because there's so many events. Was it your first event on the track? And what made you really fall in love with it?
Yeah, the 100 was my first event. I went out there. I was like, I want to run. I only knew about the 100. That's the only thing I knew about track. I was like, I'm finna do the 100. Everybody say, if you fast, do the 100. So I was doing the 100. And then I looked over to the long jump pit. And I asked him, I said, what they doing over there? He was like, that's called long jump. I was like, you see how far you can jump? And he was like, yeah. I was like, that look easy. And he said, I never forget that he said, it's not as easy as it looks. So I went over there. I'm like, man, forget what you talking about. I went over there to the coach. I'm like, I'm finna try this. He's like, don't hurt yourself. So I just went back and just ran down and jumped. I ain't know what I was doing. I landed on my feet. Everybody land on your butt. You're supposed to land on your butt. I landed on my feet. I think I jumped like 19-1. I think he was like, we're going to work with you. He's like, oh, yeah, we're going to work with you.
On the gymnastics, I know people be thinking, man, it's all about Trinity Thompson, and why not? But Leanne Wong, I was blessed enough to sit down with her. She did her best impression of going out there getting her top 10. So shout out to Leanne Wong, finding a way to get it done when it comes to Gators women's gymnastics, who continues to set the standard. I think right now as I speak, she's probably getting ready to do another top 10 finish. But shout out to Leanne Wong for getting it done this season. Y'all do so many events. Is there one that you prefer over the other one? And do you prefer floor over beam or over vault? Is there one you prefer over the other one? Because you get a chance to shine in a lot of different events out there.
Yeah, I always get asked what my favorite event is, but I always say I don't necessarily have a favorite. It can kind of just depend on like the day and how that event went that day, or just the time period of like what skills I'm working. But when it comes to competing, I think floor is definitely the most fun, since like you have the music and it's just a lot of energy and fun to perform on the floor.
And obviously, I would be remiss, man, if I didn't talk about Jasmine Moore again in Parker Valby. Starting with Parker Valby. I had a chance to sit down with Parker Valby, and I was talking to her about her routine. She says, look, I'm not really into the normal routine. She does both track and field as well as distance running. She was able to go out there and get it done, saved her best performance for her last performance, bringing home a national championship. And Jasmine Moore, she is the premier, she is a premier, long jumper. I mean, every time she enters a competition, she finds a way to get it done. I read something where you running 25, 30 miles a week. You like to swim. How do you keep your body like making sure it's firing on all cylinders and trying to not necessarily have to deal with the injury bug?
I'm still learning how to do that, how to not hurt myself. But yeah, I just try to stay off, like just do my workout days on the ground right now and do the easy days that I cross training just to like stay off my feet and prevent injury as best as I can.
Parker, what exactly is an easy day in cross training? In what you do? You just said the easy day. What exactly is an easy day for you?
Normally like 70 to 80 minutes on the elliptical or the bike, and then I'll usually double and do it like a 30 or 40 minute swim in the afternoon.
What was it about Florida that made it your final destination?
I didn't think I was going to come to Florida when I entered the portal, just because I was kind of homesick. I wanted to go somewhere closer to home. But like I said, again, the Texas schools, they didn't come correct. So, but the academics here at Florida really sold me, and mixing that with the athletic program, I knew that we could win a national title if I came. And of course, Talitha was, put in a good word. And so I just had confidence. Coach Nick, the jumps coach, is really amazing. He's coached so many great athletes. And so I just had a lot of confidence in him, and everything worked out for me to come here.
Listen, continuing on with this year review show, talking about these champions, I would be remiss. Mary Wise goes into Alabama, snatches up Gabby Essex. She obviously understands talent. Gabby was able to go out there and help bring home an SEC championship. I know she said she wants to bring home a national championship, and then she goes over to Texas and snatches up Bree Kelly. Two individuals who are going to have a lot to do with the success of these women's volleyball moving forward. But shout out to Gabby and shout out to Bree for finding a way to get it done. It goes all the way back to my days in 2000 when the volleyball team has always led the way. They win so many SEC championships that they get used to it. They run out of fingers. But shout out to Gabby Essex. Shout out to Bree Kelly. Bree, you talked about when you was on the under 21 USA team, how it taught you to be selfless. Like everybody's good on this team, but it's like, I don't want to focus on my individual game. I'm just out here to be the best I can for the team. How does playing in those type of circuits, that in club volleyball, get you ready to come into SEC volleyball?
It definitely teaches you selfless because, like you said, everyone on the team is just as good as you or even better. And I would say the thing that puts you past your skill set is your motor. And if you can push harder than everyone else, you're going to get on that court. And throughout tryouts, through all that, I found that I had the biggest motor out of the middles in my group. And other than Becca, who's at Nebraska, she's young, very young, has a huge motor and a great personality, great person overall. But if you have a huge motor and you just push really hard, that's what the coaches recognize you for. And everything that Florida teaches us is USA volleyball. Like, even we were like doing stuff and me and Merritt were like, oh my gosh, we already know this. And like we do other things and we're like, oh my gosh, we already know this. So like going into USA was not hard at all because all of our basics was the same thing as USA. And just going in and playing against different countries. And I would say the most funnest game second funnest game, because Wisconsin was my first one when we beat them this year. But my second favorite game of all time, I'm playing against Argentina. And the whole arena was packed. And it was the loudest I've ever heard other than Wisconsin. And like, you can't even think. And we were down a little bit in the third set. And we're like, I looked at my team and I was like, we live for these moments. And if you don't live for these moments, you can leave right now because all of us want to be here right now and live for this moment. And then we went in and we won that set.
She think that I can help her do it. What is that going to feel like when y'all not in the national championship, y'all actually winning that thing?
It would be absolutely incredible. Like, it's a dream of mine. Like, one of my favorite things when I was being recruited was like knowing that Florida kind of hadn't done it, because I was like, my class could be a part of the team that is the first to do it. And then especially coming from my senior year and getting here, I was like, my team, I could be the first team to win a state championship in high school and first team at Florida to win a national championship. And just being able to do that for Mary would just be such an amazing thing, because she's been coaching here for so long. And like you said, she's gotten so many accolades, but she hasn't had the chance to hoist the national championship trophy. So that would just be such an amazing like gift back to her for all the things that she does for us.
This is 84 Reasons Year in Review. I want to say congratulations to every team that won either an SEC championship or a national championship. For those who was thinking that Florida was going to take a year off, they don't take years off. Scott Strickland is the busiest athletic director in the country. When you look at, from listen, he's in Omaha. I mean, he's going across the country. He's going from golf. He's in Eugene, Oregon. He's in Austin, Texas. He's everywhere the championship series is going on, because we are finding a way to get it done. But Coach Mouse out there with the track team added another national championship to his trophy case. Shout out to the Gator women's track and field who came up runner-up. Shout out to them baseball boys. Shout out to volleyball. Shout out to men's and women's swimming and diving. What can't you say about the Gators men's track and field, women's and men's, that hasn't already been said? Shout out to men's golf. But shout out to every team at Florida this year, man, that brought home SEC championships as well as national championships, both individually and collectively. You can't call yourself the everything school without winning in everything. I am super duper proud of the fact that, you guys are finding a way to go out there and get it done with being under so much scrutiny, being under so much attention now, when people having so much access to you guys, finding a way to keep the main thing. Letting yourself be. BT Rod Pell is one of the best stories in college athletics, baseball. Obviously, with him saying, look, I don't want to play in the MLB, which shocks a lot of people, because people always feel as though when you play big-time SEC sports, it's all about going to the next level. He's saying, look, I'm going to go into finance. I get to have some of the best stories there is when it comes to my athletic achievements in college. And shout out to him. Shout out to BT. Really, really good guy, man. Wishing him nothing but the best. Who knows? Man, might run into him down the line, man. Might have to give me some financial advice. And if my son ever decide to play baseball, and if you want to play catcher, hey, man, I can also use him as, use his expertise. But I'm super duper proud of everybody on this list. Super duper proud of everybody's contributions and a hard work and dedication to take to get to this point. As a person who won Steve Spurrier's last SEC championship before he moved on to greener pastures in the National Football League, I know how rare it is. I know how precious it is. I know how hard it is. But individual awards, team awards, individual national championships, collective national championships, I just want to say, from everybody over here at 84 Reasons, myself, Ryan, we just congratulating you guys. This is 84 Reasons Year in Review. I know we are getting geared up for football season. It is officially here, but before we turn the clock to the fall, we are still in the dog days of summer. Let's give a big shout out to everybody. This is 84 Reasons. This is the 2022-2023 Year in Review, showing love to all the champions. And if you don't like it, it's because you weren't good enough to beat us. And if you did beat us, you're welcome. Do not get used to it. It's not going to be happening, often. But shout out to all the Florida Gators student athletes for getting it done. And super duper proud of you guys, carrying on that Gator standard, carrying on that Gator tradition, adding so much more to that trophy case. We're gonna have to get another trophy case here real soon. But this is 84 Reasons I Am Being True. No games, no gimmicks. Just championships. SEC individual, SEC team, national championships individual, national championship teams, and we out of here.